Jackson, what did you say this type of road is called?
This is the Free African Massage.
So my name's Leo, and we've come over for that gorilla brand. We will be going over to Uganda to see the gorilla organisation, and that's the charity that we're supporting through donations per item sold and a few items per season that have all profits going to the charity as well.
We're at the Kisura Resource Centre. This is our gorilla headquarters in the field. Come on.
This is a bit different from the allotment I go to in Derby. It's like they got the squash that we have, but then they've got chilies, which we would never have anything spicy. But that's for pesticides apparently, which I think is really interesting. So the gorilla organisation themselves have a pretty decent plot of land and garden, and Regina's the lady who leads the charge and runs that, and she showed us all the vegetables they were growing and explained to us how organic it is.
Farmer can get much more money from a small plot, as long as that plot is well organized and it is run under organic concept. And when you are cooking, then you taste it very, very good. The taste is better.
It's just amazing how connected they are to the land and how obvious it is to them that things should be organic and not chemically driven.
Let food be our medicine. Eat as you are treating yourself.
Hey, my name is Ben Mount, aka Ben Verse. So I am a drum and bass MC. For me, the standout moment was beekeeping.
Joby has worked with the Queen Bee rearing facility that the gorilla organisation have funded entirely, this one woman's project for the last 4 years, to learn how to raise bees and to rear queen bees and then to give them to farmers to help them earn another income.
So my dad used to be a beekeeper. Just from this small insect, so many positive things can happen. By collecting the venom from the bees, which has really shocked me, this venom can then be used to treat HIV and AIDS. And that for me really struck a chord.
How does this help save the gorillas?
These beekeepers who were traditionally keeping bees in the park, farmers can now get anything from here, from their homes, without going to without going to the forest to destroy the gorilla habitat. Gorillas are now safe from human activities.
Hello. Gillian, where are we?
I don't know the name of the village. Oh no! So over 25 years now, we've made a niche for ourselves in working with the local communities, helping to raise the standard of living of the people who live around the gorilla habitat. We work with reformed poachers, people who gave up hunting in order to grow vegetables and actually join into the wider community at large.
We're sitting in the middle of a field with the mountains all around us and having reformed poachers who had been taken about 10 years ago and been given a new way of life and had to be taught how to garden and create a sustainable living without having to encroach onto the gorilla's land.
The biggest threat to gorillas is humans. 39 poachers handed in their tools and weapons and were given some land due to the funding of the gorilla organisation so that they could learn to farm the land. They were taught how to farm, they were given goats, but then they can now feed their families, they can sell the produce to earn money, and they're not poaching in the windy, impenetrable national forest anymore.
Jackson, what did you say this type of road is called?
This is the Free African Massage. The Babylon. We just started our 1.5 journey to 2 hours, depending on weather conditions, to Uganda National Park for our gorilla trekking this morning. Thank you.
So I'm not sure how far we've travelled, but we've crossed about 6 rivers, I think. And now we're waiting for the guides to find out where the trackers have found the gorillas. So it's a bit of an unknown distance left, but it's so sick. As you can see, it's raining really hard, and it has been for a while. Yeah, feeling pretty good. Probably around, not sure what altitude we're at either, but you feel like a little bit short breath. And yeah, it's just like probably about, I reckon, 30% into the adventure for today. So I'm just a bit in awe, really. I've never been anywhere like this in my life.
So we've been trekking just under 2.5 hours now. We've gone just over 3 kilometres, so really not much. It's mostly hacking through this right now. We're just over 3 minutes away from the gorillas, so getting close. Finally.
Smell the gorillas first. You've got the rangers leading us in, and then you hear some leaves going behind them. You look around, you see it. And then we saw the gorillas.
Leo, what did you just say? Let's go back.
Gorillas, they've always fascinated me. Where they have been used in clothing brands, it's about the fierce gorilla. It's always the gorilla growling in an attacking mode. So if you look at all of gorillas, mother and their baby, there is just pure love, and you can see that in their eyes, and that's something that really struck me. So we've chosen strength, love and loyalty as the values of that brand and what we stand by. You look at the tree, and I saw the gorilla top of the tree, just chilling out, kind of watching us. We knew we were there. It climbed down and walked right past me and Leo, and that was a truly once-in-a-lifetime moment. You end up 2-3 meters from these gorillas, and they're play fighting, they're beating their chest, and then you see the baby and how tiny it is, and there's like a 1-month-old baby with its mother there. And mountain gorillas only exist in 2 national parks, sort of in this region. In the whole entire world there's these, and they've managed to get it from a critically endangered species to endangered. Just tipped it over 1,000 left of these mountain gorillas, and it would be such a shame if, for the sake of humans, the whole species died out.
Look.
Yeah, so we went into the school not really knowing what to expect.
The school is Rubugari Primary School. There's 800 children, 15 teachers.
We were really tired at this point going to the school. We had such an intense full trip, and it couldn't have been a more emotional and more energizing end to see what it's all about. The future, the children. They welcomed us with a nice speech, as everywhere in Africa welcomes you with a lovely speech. Hit the drums, started to sing, all in unison, perfectly in unison. I can still hear it now.
They don't have video games, they don't have TVs, they don't have all these other influences, they don't have a lot of facilities. But what they do have is just a raw energy. Just sonically hearing them sing. You know, as their feet hit the earth, you just feel the earth move. And even the kids that weren't dancing were just as engaged as the kids that were dancing. And it was incredibly powerful and really incredibly moving as well. You know, it was I'll absolutely never forget what I saw.
It was emotional for me. It was really emotional. These children, so pure and so talented, they were enjoying it. It wasn't like pressure to perform for these people. They wanted to perform. They wanted to share what they have, the skill that they have.
still feel the vibe now. And when I speak to a crowd and I get a reaction from a crowd, it was a very similar feeling to what I experienced there. And we were in an open field, and it was just an incredibly touching moment. And yeah, something which I'll take from the break.